How y'all doing today? My name's Ayin, and today's topic of discussion is going to be finding your drive. Finding your drive. Look at it this way. When you're trying to find your drive or your motivation behind doing anything, the reason why I chose the word drive is because I want you to look at it as in this way. When you get ready to get into the car to drive somewhere, do you not already have a destination set in mind of where you would like to end up? Think about it. Even if you're just out cruising, you still have a journey in mind. You still have a reason for you getting behind the wheel. And it's the same thing that we need to have, the same reason that we need to have behind doing anything it is that we set out to do. Find the drive, the reason for doing what you're doing. It shouldn't be someone else's motivation, because if your reason for doing whatever you're doing is because of somebody else, then what do you do when they're not around? Think about it. If you were to get into a car, if my sole purpose was to get behind the wheel to give somebody a ride somewhere, so therefore my reason for getting behind the wheel is not my own. It's because maybe I have to take somebody to work. Maybe I got to run them to a doctor's appointment. Okay, what do I do once that's over? You're still going to have to get back to you. You're still going to have to find a reason to get behind the wheel. Right? So it's the same thing with your drive. Your drive to do anything. Hone in on what it is that you like to do. This is the reason why I've done a number of videos on finding out what your likes are, your dislikes are. So you can think about you. Think about the things that you would like to do. Because a lot of the times, these things can get stamped out by the people that we have around us. Sometimes we get caught up in the just kind of going with the flow of things, or it may even be peer pressure. And a lot of times, people keep themselves surrounded by others, and it smothers out who you are. You forget who you are because you're in this crowd mentality, this crowd with this almost like hive mindset, or just kind of going with others, that you forget about you. Find your drive behind whatever it is that it is that you do. Your reason for setting out to go into a particular profession that you wanted to go into. Do you not love what it is that you're wanting to do? Maybe you're at a job or you're somewhere where it's not the ideal situation that you pictured yourself in. Maybe you really pictured yourself doing something else, and it's a means to an end. Your drive behind doing what it is that you need to do so you can do the things that you set out to do. Find your drive in that. Find your drive in that. I know sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes you can feel lost up on things. Sometimes you may feel like, I don't know what it is that I want to do. I know when I first entered junior college, and, those first couple of semesters, you're really just taking liberal arts classes, English, man, just the basics that anybody would have to take going in. But I knew that I wanted to have a major picked out in that first semester, because I didn't want to just be, running around chasing my tail. I didn't want to be taking electives that just led nowhere. I didn't want my time wasted. So I remember sitting down with my guidance counselor, and basically you're just trying to kind of like talk it out with a person on the things that you like and dislike. And that was how I came to do what it is that I do. I originally wanted to start out because I wanted to be an actor. So I majored in broadcast, and I just kind of thought, well, this is something that I would like to do, and then talking with the guidance counselor, I remember saying, because I knew that the school didn't offer acting classes, so I was just kind of even hesitant upon saying what it is that I wanted to do. So I was like, well, I wouldn't mind being an actor. So she was like, well, broadcast and journalism, that would be the thing for you, learning about media. So they got me pointed in the right direction. Now, I didn't follow through because my life had taken a bunch of different, turns, and it, led me different places. But it ended up still being a good place for me to finish off of my goals. Because years later, when I continued to go back to school and finish my degree after I got my associate's degree, I was like, man, I'm too old to be trying to change up what I want to do. I was like, because I don't want to start all the way over. I don't want my 2 years to be down the drain. So when I went back to school to do my bachelor's, it was just like, man, I'm just going to pick this thing up where it was my degree in communications. I have a major in communications, a minor in media studies. So I was just like, just go with the flow. We'll just see how it turns out. And look at me now. I've written a book in regards to communications. It's Kilimanjaro, the Arithmetic of Family Communication. The link I'll leave in the description box. You can get the book on Amazon in a paperback or an ebook copy. But my communications degree is in relationships. It is in relationships and dealing with others, because throughout all of those years of me, debating on, with the acting and things, I've maintained relationships. I've always had an interest in people. So it still ended up a good choice. So the point that I'm making with talking about determining your drive, your motivation behind what you do, even though my life has taken a bunch of different turns and I thought that I didn't end up for where I'd envisioned myself initially, it still was a good place. It still was beneficial for me because I was looking at me. I was looking at what I like to do. So thankfully, it wasn't off the beaten path. A lot of people, and by the way, it's nothing wrong if you do have to change up your major, your minor to get into something that you really like. But it was just something that I was really in focus with, really in tune with, that just kind of, drill away at and just didn't want to waste my time. So, and what's funny about that is, I guess if you could look at it, it would have been time wasted, the amount of time after I completed my associate's degree that I didn't continue on to get my bachelor's degree, the big break that I had in between. So it wouldn't matter if I would have changed my degree 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. Still would have been the same amount of time of going to school, right? But the basis to what I'm saying is find things that you like, determine your drive, your motivation, because it's only going to be something that you can decide. No one can pick it for you. You may be able to talk it out and work through it. Maybe somebody can help you get pointed in the right direction or the right place, but it comes down to you. Find your drive, the reason why you decided to get in the car and go. Okay? My name's Ayin. And until next time, I would like you to stay encouraged, avoid being discouraged, and you have a good one.